Hey everybody, I just watched a documentary or a mockumentary about a serial killer. Bobby, how are you?
I am good. I don't think we should mock serial killers. They put a lot of effort into their work.
This one mocked the shit out of it. I'm late to the game. If you watched the the movie with Zac Efron as Ted Bundy,
Oh, sexy Bundy, you mean?
I'm not gonna. I don't know if this makes me gay, but Ted Bundy was better looking than Zac Efron playing Ted Bundy.
Interesting.
I think he uglied him.
I was about to have to fight you on that point until you said playing him.
No, Zac Efron
was-
at his Zac Efronist, like Baywatch and shit. Like that's
All right. Well, we might be a little too gay because I almost said, like in Baywatch.
well, because he's shirtless in that. And if we
he
say
roided
High
the
School
fuck out.
Musical, he's a boy in that. We can't say that.
And he wasn't roided the fuck out.
He wasn't.
No.
Oh,
He took a ton of juice for Baywatch.
Which is funny because you're still standing next to The Rock, so it doesn't matter. Oh, and by the way, yesterday, for our ego, I'll just say this right away. For our ego's sake, when we lost people in the second hour, both Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan went on the air at that time. So those people that were there, that's why they left. Yes. Well, I don't. We don't kind of discuss this all the way. But Kevin Brennan went on and just mocked him. And literally, the first couple of minutes, I went and watched it from the beginning. He started off by going, Bobby, Bobby, Bob, and then did that for like 2 minutes. And he's gonna go, Bobby. It literally got 800 people watching it right away just for an emergency thing to yell at that.
That's pretty funny.
All these podcasts in that little world are doing emergency podcasts now, and there's no emergency. I guess they think it's emergency, like when Carl's like, John's threatening my family, or I guess Stuttering John is threatening to share nude pictures of Carl's wife.
How did he get said pictures?
I don't think they're real, but it's like he's threatening that. I guess because he thinks Carl was mocking his kids, but he wasn't. This whole thing, everyone's striking people's channels now, which is very child. We talked about the childish thing before, but it's ridiculously childish now. So today I tried to go, don't watch that stuff. Even though I wanted to watch that stuff, I watched a little bit of Brennan, but then I couldn't watch that much because Rob Saul was on, and then Ray DeVito joined, and I'm sure they're nice people, but it was the two. Like, Kevin Brennan was sad at the end. Like, you watched him sad. Like, he was so, like, how bad those two are in energy vampires, that it was just so bad that he got sad. And then I felt sad. So, like, I can't watch this.
Maybe that's not their field. I like both those guys. So
I'm not, and I just said, as people, they're probably great.
Yeah. No. I mean, like, I think we had Rob Saul on here, and he was awesome.
He was not awesome.
Oh, maybe I misremember that episode.
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. Maybe
He was shot out of a cannon, and he was talking too much, and we couldn't cut him off. He kept cutting us off.
Well, don't I look like the fool?
No,
Pity me.
no, you're probably just a nicer man than me.
Pity the fool.
But so what I did today, a couple hours before this, I was chatting with I talked about this before, and I'm not. It's not like anything we made, but like I talked about when I went to the stupid reunion, and I ran into one person, and I was like, "Oh, this person's pretty cool," and we started like chatting and stuff, and she was telling me, she texted me, and she was like, "I'm about to watch that serial killer thing with Zac Efron," and I'm like, "One with the Big Bang Theory guy?" I go, "I got nothing going on. I'll watch it," and then we watched it while texting and making fun of it with each other. And she has the same sense of humor as me, so I was very happy that she was making jokes. I'm like, oh, like, and she's like, oh, wait, is that too much? I'm like, oh no, there's no need for filters here. I'm very happy that you have. She's like, no one's ever told me that. I'm like, no, this is fantastic. It went dark routes and everything. The way you and I would make fun of something, it was great. And it was over, and I felt
gets over. She's like, and now my thoughts on the minorities and how they're ruining America. And you're like, whoa, some filter.
But that kind of joke you just made was being made. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Like, at one point she had to go, I just made that joke. I'm not anti-Semitic. I go, you don't have to explain your jokes. It's just fun to say Jews sometimes. She's like, yeah, it is. It was perfect. It was nice. There was a couple of Schindler List fun times, all while watching Ted Bundy. And I don't know if you watched it. Did you watch that with Zac Efron?
No.
It's bad. Like,
Yeah, he did bad things.
No, but you don't. It's so poorly acted that you forget that he even did bad things.
Were you expecting Zac Efron of Dirty Grandpa fame to pull off an Oscar-worthy performance?
No, but I expected, when I got shocked when I saw this, John Malkovich is in it, and he plays the judge, and like Sheldon, who's a decent actor, Jim Parsons, tried his best, and Lily Collins acted the shit out of that show. She plays like the fiance of Ted Bundy. She carried fucking every scene she was in. Zach could not be Ted Bundy, and then all of a sudden, you know who's in that shit? Motherfucking Sixth Sense, Haley Joel Osment. You can't make me watch something that's supposed to be serious, and I'm going, holy fuck, it's adult Haley Joel Osment. You can't.
I thought you were going to say Bruce Willis, and the whole time he's just wandering around like, what am I doing here?
I couldn't have killed him.
Why do you keep calling me Bruce?
He keeps telling all the girls to get away from him, but they're not listening. He's like, 'cause I'm dead the whole time. And then when Haley Joel Osment was hooking up with Lily Collins because like he was there to comfort once Ted went to jail, whatever, I texted, I go, oh, he's going for the 69th sense. And that was me really testing the waters of this. And she's like, oh, sorry I didn't respond. I dropped my phone laughing so hard. I'm like, yes, thank goodness. There you go. But here's the question. Is texting with somebody when I'm this old and they're my age and watching a show together gay?
No. Dude.
Okay. Because I would have made fun of it. If you told me this, I'd make fun of you. I don't know why, because I enjoyed it.
Not even in the slightest. Okay, you can make fun of it, but here's why you make fun of it. You know why? Because deep down inside, you're jealous you don't have that boyhood crush again. But I'm going to be honest with you, Pat. We both probably have about 5 good years left on this earth, you and I.
Oh, boy. I'm going soon.
You and me both, buddy. Why not live it to the fullest? Why not enjoy every moment?
I enjoy it. It was nice.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, if you got done and you had this feeling in your stomach, like when you've jerked off too many times in the day, that like guilty disgusting with yourself, like, oh, that was bad.
Wait, what?
Then I'd be like,
no,
right,
no,
yay.
hold on. Wait, what is that? When you feel guilt, how many times do you jerk off for guilt? What's the guilt level of jerking off in a day? Because I'm not saying I haven't jerked off more than once in a day, so I don't want to think I'm shaming you. I want to know what your amounts is, and then I guess also what the mood is, because if it's in a good mood the whole time, I don't think you feel guilt. But why is the guilt?
So if there's another individual involved, like I'm sexting. What 5 is not long enough? Sorry, I did the thing I get mad at you for sometimes.
No, I wanted you to read it because remember the glasses aren't on, so I can see.
Oh, it's at 5. That's not long enough.
5. That's not long enough. Oh, amount of times.
In a day?
She diddles 5 times in a day?
I think she might be on a delay. I don't know. We'll see. We'll check back if Stormy sees this. Clarify, please.
What else did we talk about?
I don't know. But
I think it's diddling.
Maybe. But so here's the thing. I don't think it's a direct like in a day, in a 24-hour span thing. I think it has to do a lot more with like total over maybe a week. Pretty much if you shoot a ghost load.
What's a ghost load?
Where you ejaculate, but no ejaculate.
What?
Leaves. Like you've beat off so many times, there's nothing left in the tank.
Wait, what the? That can happen?
Yeah, man.
Wait, you come but don't come?
No, I mean you come, but there's a substantially less load.
You're looking at your
5 years to live, dude.
Oh. Oh God! Sorry, Stormy. Holy shit! Oh fuck!
I'm pretty sure that's not what she was getting at there, but at least I'm not the creep tonight getting engaged.
Okay, Jesus Christ. That was great. No, I'm saying, and once again, this is not shaming. You know me, I'm dopey. I guess I'm a vanilla person. I don't know if I've ever looked at a load ever.
You don't feel it come out?
I mean, obviously, I know when I come, but I mean, like you said, you know what's like if it's in there or not. I don't know what that means. Like, how is it come but not come?
Like, all right, how many shoots do you get the third time you've jerked off in a day?
How many shoots? Do you count shoots? What are we doing?
You asked the questions. I'm answering.
No, but I'm like, I didn't know these were things.
Okay.
I mean, are you jerking off out of sheer boredom?
I mean, I was a teenager once.
No, I'm not shaming. I'm asking because I couldn't imagine when I come. I'm not counting.
No, but you would notice a trend.
A trend?
I don't know, man. I feel like now we got into too many details, and maybe I'm a weirdo. So
No. It when in doubt, I'm the weirdo. I'm the vanilla. I've learned this every time, especially in this kind of stuff. I say stuff that wait till that fucking
like an E-tank. I don't think the guy who's jerking off till he's literally like a gas tank in a car on fumes might be the one weird in the situation.
No, because maybe that's I think more men jerk off several times a day than admit.
What up, Bobby Fran?
Okay. Even when I'm like single and not like dating anyone or having any kind of relations, I'm not somebody who just does that a bunch of time. But if I do, I'm not counting it or looking at it. I'm older too, so I guess my drive isn't what you're as a young man's is.
Dust every time.
No, I just because I know my lineage, like basically the Oateses are like Irish Puerto Ricans. If I know anything, it's a full bus. There's Rosa Parks, there's everybody in there. It's all going. I can't go near people or they're pregnant.
That's fair as well. That Irishman, and there's nothing more a good Irish man likes than dropping a load on a woman, getting her pregnant right before he Irish goodbyes the earth in 5 years, Stormy.
I'm not dying. Oh, but that's your wife. I'm not doing that.
No, I might go out. But
you would have a baby and then die? That's not fair.
I mean, if we get to the gender reveal and it's blue, it's probably gonna be better for him sport-wise. He's gonna have a lot of rage built up. If we get to the gender reveal and it's pink, it's not gonna be well for her mom's heart.
What race would you not have a baby with? Like, which one, if you slept with anyone, you were like, I don't want what Bobby's looks and this looks making a thing.
Dog, I'm gorgeous with whatever.
Yeah, but what if they're not?
What couldn't you combine with this?
Korean.
No, you absolutely could.
Nah, your forehead would be fucking atrocious.
But we could run
with a Korean, they got that flat head, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be rough.
Mm-hmm.
Eskimo? No, you and an Eskimo would stink.
That would be a little stinky, but they would be able to survive the winter pretty well.
Would that be its name, Little Stinky?
Maybe. But the Korean, if he gets my beard, he could pull off like being Blasian, which is cool.
By the way, it might be.
All right, well, I didn't want to get into this. I'm going to be honest.
It's the Lone Warrior Pop.
It is the winter bulk
of our
season,
discontent?
Right? No. It's the winter bulk season. And
what's the winter bulk season? I don't know any of these things you're saying.
Okay, so during the villain,
I don't know about ghost loads. I don't know about
Pat,
winter
wait
bulk.
till I tie this up in a nice little goddamn bow. It's going to knock your socks off.
That's gay.
Almost as hard as that train's going to do to us in 5 years. So, okay. So the villain arc. Are you familiar with that?
With what?
The villain arc.
An arc of a villain? Yeah.
But like in the zeitgeist right now.
No.
So
I barely know what zeitgeist is.
The best example would be when Vegeta went and trained on that planet with 20 times the gravity and just became so focused on personal growth.
What are you saying? Who's Vegeta?
From Dragon Ball Z, the bad guy. But basically what he did...
My kid watched it. I never watched Dragon Ball Z.
Alright, the metaphor is this. The bad guy realized he couldn't beat the good guy. At the good guy, it's okay. The bad guy at his best couldn't beat him. So what he did is went and really focused on self-development, physically, mentally, and emotionally. He locked himself on a planet by himself, trained in like 20 times the gravity, and like got to a better place and like emerged a good guy. And so the villain arc is essentially like you're frustrated with everything. Could be your life, could be women, could be the world, could be a combination of the three. So you focus on personal growth, like in the gym, you know, mentally and emotionally. And I'm not at the point. Well, if we're getting married, Stormy, you get used to it because you're gonna be watching a lot of it. Sorry, Pat. Highlight her last comment when you get a second. You put me in charge of the chat, and I jumped in.
Yeah, but you didn't read it, so okay.
She said Dragon Ball Z. Well, I haven't thought about that in years, LOL. Well, we're going to catch you all up, and there's Kai now. So the good version is you don't have to wait 30 episodes for him to drop the spirit bomb. It just happens like that.
On your honeymoon, he'll be dragging these nuts.
Dragging these balls? Those are right there for you.
Dragon Z balls. It's like German.
Oh, boom. Home run, buddy. Speaking
Ach,
of
boom is also German, I think.
I've been getting into the gym.
So wait, this is your villain arc?
No, it's everybody. But this is me focusing on it. So
I don't have a villain arc.
I'm not at the point yet where even if I... Okay. You know me as a human being, Pat.
I do know you as a human being.
Should I take anything that will potentially make me more angry as a person?
Am I answering as a podcast partner or as a friend?
As a friend.
Oh, then no.
Podcast. Yeah. I get it.
Because that would be dope if you just came in with hot takes.
Oh, they'd be hot.
What happened to Polish jokes? Why aren't they dumb again? You're just screaming.
They are dumb.
They didn't get smart.
Have you ever met a Polak? Takes a lot of them to change a light bulb.
Did you ever see how they break their arm? They were raking the leaves of the tree.
Oh, and then they do things like say, I'll love you forever, but apparently they don't know what forever is. How dumb's that, you stupid bitch?
Madame Curie broke your heart.
It's been a good while since one of those got personal, huh?
You know what, to be honest, I think it was 3 weeks ago we did Polish. It wasn't that long ago, but yes.
Yeah, no. Anyway.
All right, so get back to your zeitgeist.
I can't do steroids. I can't do HGH. Because I think they will both make me too angry.
No, I'm not trying to be a dick, but yes, they'll make you angry, and I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being real. One of the problems with that stuff is it stunts your growth, and you're already short, so like you could do it.
I could. The other problem with it is male pattern baldness.
Yeah, and you're already doing it.
Anger. So some people might say, Bobby, it's almost like you're already on steroids, and it's like, yeah, but the physical results aren't there.
Yeah, no, wait, do you think you want to have a kid someday? Like, be honest. At your age now, do you want to have children?
At my age now, no, but at some point in the future, yes.
Okay, then you don't want to fuck up your balls. Okay. If you said no, then it wouldn't matter. You could fuck up your balls.
Right, but the anger is really what I'm worried about. Like, I really...
You're already kind of bipolar-y.
Yeah, exactly. So let's not lean into that.
But I think if anything, okay, like with me, I have ADHD, it's real bad, and I drink lots of coffee. And normal people say, you shouldn't drink all that coffee, it'll make you all wired. And I'm like, no. I've had doctors even say, because of my ADHD, when I drink a bunch of coffee and have caffeine, it weirdly balances things out. Maybe steroids will balance out your anger.
So I've also done some research, and it turns out no.
First of all, like I say, also done some research. Simply, I'm the only one. I didn't do any research. I just said that.
Turns out just simply no is what they say to that, buddy. But
about all people, but they didn't do a Bobby test.
Yeah, no, you're right. I might be the chosen one, and please continue to persuade me to do steroids. I'm almost there.
I want to see you all jacked and shit.
I'm getting there, and to do so, to bring this all.
Are we gonna start having shirtless Bobby shows?
I mean, not for a while.
If you want Bobby shirtless, you have to Venmo Bobby. And what's the amount of money, Bobby, for you to get shirtless on the show?
It's gonna be $100,000, so I can do like
$100,000.
As much trend
That's right.
as Sam Sulek.
If someone sent you $100, you wouldn't take your shirt off for a minute?
No.
What?
I have self-respect.
When? You started the show by talking about you jerk off so much that you run out of steam.
You know what? You keep getting sidetracked. I'm trying to bring that all home.
I know, but you can't say you have self-respect when you're like, I come the most.
But it's for a purpose, Pat. In order to
no one comes on purpose.
The steroids, I do what's called testosterone cycling. So one day you beat off 15 times in a day. You do that 3 days in a row. You know what you don't do the fourth day?
What? Breathe. 15 times a day?
You don't beat off the fourth or the fifth day, and then all of a sudden all that testosterone's there and you lift super heavy.
You break your wrist. 15 times in a day?
Trust me, the ancient Romans made it a practice.
How do you...
Yeah, that's where they came up with the time, 15 times a Roman.
No, okay, but...
Once, twice, 15 times.
That's Billy Joel.
How many times do you think that loser jerks off? You see how fat his daughter is? He didn't get married to a nice specimen. He became her after a sexy natural disaster.
Yeah, but if I sampled Christy Brinkley at her Christy Brinkleyest, I'd still be jerking off to that years later too. You know what I mean? So,
and you know how you get to sample her at her samplist? Testosterone cycle.
No, being the greatest pianist of all times.
Well, I got news for you, Pat. We're about 50 years behind our work for that goal.
See? Maybe someday. You know what, Stormy? I don't think even on your honeymoon he'll take his shirt off. I think he's like a fat kid swimming. I think he's going to fuck you with a t-shirt on.
I am at a point in life now where I would fuck without a t-shirt. My weight's...
Wait, were you at a point where you fucked with a t-shirt on?
Oh, yeah. Girl,
you didn't feel like a silly fat boy?
Talk to her for a month.
Wait, so if somebody was like blowing you, you're wearing a shirt?
I'd wear a variety of NBA jerseys and make me color whatever player I was wearing.
Oh my god, I hope you're kidding. I know the second part's a joke, but you weren't wearing NBA. You were in a tank top. I don't you call it a jersey all you want, Chief. You're wearing a tank top while having sex. That's silly.
Suck on those LaMelo balls.
Wait, have you ever fucked with the t-shirt and socks on?
No, you know what? Maybe I wore socks one time. Yeah.
You're a silly
boy. But typically, I don't like to take my shoes off.
When you fuck?
Yeah.
What do you need, traction?
Yeah, that's why I wear my Tracy McGrady 3s.
Are you wear shoes in bed, dude?
I mean, I don't spend much time on the bed. I'm on the floor.
You're fucking on the floor? What are you, an animal?
No, she's on the bed. I'm using the floor for traction.
So wait, but there's no point. There's no point where you do anything else than just stand there and fuck around. What am I gonna do?
Take my sex shoes on the bed, Pat? Don't be ridiculous.
I hope you're like Mr. Rogers and you change out of your sex shoes to your walking shoes when you're done.
I go, oh baby, here come the T-Max. The T-Mac 2s.
You know what? I'm happy Scott's here. I can ask this question to Scott. He likes to ask questions. Scott, you missed it earlier. How many times is too many times to jerk off in a day? For real.
Okay, but you have to clarify if you're testosterone cycling and you're going for 14 times in 3 days in a row.
Bobby, volume's low again. Thank you, Scott. Bobby was doing that because he was echoing in my ears, but I'll deal with the echo so you guys can hear it, so that's fine. Yeah, Scott, so before we were talking about, even before we got the testosterone thing, Bobby said there's a thing called a ghost load, and if anyone else knows about a ghost load, please let me know. I want to know about this. Is that real? Can you come, but there's no cum in it, I guess Bobby was saying? I don't know about that. He said he could, the more he jerks off in a day, the less things come out, and he was naming the number of pumps. I know it's gross there, but I've never counted that. In times of pleasure, I don't sit there and Rain Man count my jizz. It's just not anything I've ever done. Yeah, see, you know what, Scott? I agree. In my college days or in my days of youth, yeah, 3 at the most, because you still have to do other things. You got to eat, you got to talk to people. 3 times is the most. Bobby said 5, or he made a joke on 11, but 5. Yeah, a dry load, Scott. That's what I'm saying. A dry load.
Yeah, that's what happens if you hit that 3 threshold, which is clearly Scott's number. And here's the thing, Scott. Do you want to get the benefits of testosterone cycling by over jerking or not? You got to push through that.
All right, I hope
How's my audio now?
It's very good to me, but I don't know to them. But I hope I don't sound like. I always hate talking about sex. You know that, so it's weird to me anyway. But and I don't want to
about sex, baby.
But I don't. I hope this doesn't come off as braggadocious. I don't think it is. It just feels like it whenever you say so. Bobby, if you have had when you're in a relationship and it's like new and fresh and stuff, if you had sex at least 3 times in a day one time,
yeah.
Did you not? Did you come dry loads the 3rd time?
I think that relationship was one of the ones where I faked orgasms the whole time.
So you had sex 3 times, but you didn't complete?
Yeah.
So you only had sex like 1 time.
No, I mean, like, there were other women that it was much more easy to not have to fake the orgasm with, but that one in particular.
How many times have you faked an orgasm?
An entire relationship that was a year long. You do the math.
Well, I don't. If you didn't like the relationship, why did it go a year long?
I really liked the relationship. I just had some psychological issues.
Oh, that can mess with your sex game, I guess. I don't know.
No, like, about sex. Like, I grew up super Catholic, and that was my first experience with Catholic guilt. Where you're like, no, I love this person. I know I'm making the right decision, but God.
God what?
That's what's in your mind when you're about to put your penis inside of someone. And I don't know if you know this, but God's watching and he's mad at you is not the best way to keep a boner. I know I've said it on here before, but I'm never more Catholic than when I have erectile. I'm sorry, it's my religion. It's that Catholic guilt. Start reciting the Nicene Creed and shit.
She gets all fired up because you pull out beads with their rosary.
Yeah, you're like,
God damn it. Oh boy, I don't like where this is going at all. So why don't we get up? Where were you? How are we getting back to with the beginning? I don't know how you were tying this all in a bow. I didn't see any bow.
That's why you jerk off that many times in a day, dude. To testosterone cycle to get yoked. Thanks for noticing. I'm like a mini fucking Sam Sulek over here, and you're not even complimenting me, but it's all right.
I can't see you.
Okay, you can't see me, but Arnold could because he called me and was like, "Hey, I like what you're doing."
Who's that Arnold? Arnold from Happy Days? That was the worst impression ever.
It's his bastard son. It's his bastard son that he had with the maid. He speaks English much better.
I don't know if I like any of that. I don't like knowing how much you jerk off for sport.
I hope it's as clear to you, or I hope it's as clear to the audience as it isn't to you that I was just doing a bit.
I don't think it is. I think if anything, if we all ask all of them, I think they're all going to say the same thing. Bobby was telling the truth, got caught in something, because it got real with the fucking Catholic stuff and all that. That was real. I think you really are doing a cycle of jerk off testosterone. You're jerking off for sport.
No, I'm not actually jerking off for a cycle of testosterone.
What do you jerk off for?
To go to sleep at night sometimes.
Do you add things to that? There was about a couple months of my life where I was really having trouble sleeping. I had to do the right amount of melatonin and masturbation to fall asleep.
No, I don't. Never had to do that. Melatonin tends to just fuck me the next 3 days. Like, it doesn't clear my system.
Yeah, that doesn't do it to me. Sometimes if I get like just a regular store brand like sleeping pill, if I need that, if I take like too many, which is like, I don't think a lot, but like if I take like more than I need, if I would take the recommend.
Some man's too many sleeping pills is Bobby's not enough.
Right. You know what? That's kind of, you get a tolerance. So it's like, there was one point where I was like, I had to take 4 of them, and I will sleep fine. In about an hour, I'll fall asleep and I'll have a good sleep. But then for the next, when I wake up, I'm still like lethargic for like 4 or 5 hours. So I'm like, I don't like that. I can do stuff, but I don't have the will to go do shit. And I'm like, that sucks. Is that worth the sleep? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you hit a certain point of tiredness where you're like, yes, it is. But most of the time, the answer for me is no.
Yeah. Now I just try to drink tea instead of coffee at the end of the night, so that helps too. But like one of my comedy shows,
if I hit 14 jack-offs, I'm not going for 15. We're just staying up all night.
Don't you start to get... I would think you'd get, like, chafing. I hate talking about your dick, but, like, I think your dick is... You think you're really... You know what? In a joke that has been talked about, I think it was Dave Chappelle's, but Bob Levy thinks that Dave Chappelle stole it from him. I
He
think
did.
you're
I was there that
jerking it off. Like, you were there the night that Dave Chappelle stole this joke from Bob Levy.
Yeah, he popped in and did a guest spot in Vineland and stole the joke.
He walked right up there.
I
and
saw
he
him
said,
in the back. I saw him
"Real
right
quick."
down and went, "Nobody will believe you, white boy."
He goes, "Real quick, I gotta do one joke quick. I'm gonna beat off like I owe my dick money." And he just walked out the door. That's the joke that Bob Levy thinks he invented. Allegedly, I've heard people talk about it. I don't know if this is true in any way, shape, or form. But...
Did you see Bobby's comment? Harry Chafin.
Oh, God damn it.
That's a good one, Bobby.
It's not a good one. We went an episode all last show without any Harry Chapin. And now...
This might be a weird time to bring this up, but no Chapin talk tonight. I'm trying to focus on the joy in my life, and he's only there to comfort me in the sad times.
But by not talking about Chapin, you're talking about Chapin. You know what I mean? Like, literally, you said, here's the thing. You said Harry Chapin. I'm not going to talk about him. Now he's already here. It's been done. No one knows who Harry Chapin
Pat,
is.
will you move on? I will not talk about America's greatest songwriter, Harry Chapin, singer of such classics as...
Dude, he's not even, like, top
WLD.
100.
The last
America's greatest songwriters, get the fuck out of here. Get the
protest
fuck
songwriter,
out of here.
Harry Chapin?
Oh.
That's who you're... Oh.
Yeah, he was the last because everyone's like, this sucks. Let's stop doing it.
I'm putting myself in timeout for 5 minutes.
What are you doing when you're putting the mic away while we're on a show where you need to talk? Stop moving the mic around.
What's wrong, dude?
I hate it. It feels like you're Muhammad Ali at that Olympics where he's just fucking... All I can hear is the crunching.
And I know you got him. I know you all got him. I'm going to show you how great I am. I jerked off 15 times before this fight. I'm going to show you how great I am.
And when you move that microphone like that, that's what I think your sock sounds like after the 15th cum. It just got this weird crunch to it. What do you use as a Zamboni?
Excuse me?
To clean the ice when you're done jerking off and it's on you. What do you do?
Oh, I just shoot it in the toilet. What do you do?
You jerk off over the toilet? What are you, like a serial killer?
No, I jerk off at the
Holy
computer.
shit, dude, that's mental. You're just standing there you're staring at the wall like...
That's an old Soder joke. No, what I do is I sit at the computer. Which
Stop blaming other jokes for your confessions. I'm tired of it. You jerk off for testosterone. You stare at a toilet and jerk off. These are the Bobby sins.
Okay, now you're jumping to conclusions that just because I shoot the final load in the toilet, I'm jerking off over the toilet. That's the perfect music. Because what I'll do is I'll sit here at the computer and I'll watch my porn, get real close to the edge. I think with the vocal levelizing, it's going to be hard to hear me.
Sorry.
No, I think the issue I was just thinking is it makes your volume match mine. So even if you get quieter doing the song, it's just going to sound the same. So that whole story, you're just going to be doing over me.
You know what? I think for the people, that's fine. But go ahead. Get back to jerking off like a serial killer over the toilet.
Well, okay, again, I've tried to move on 4 times, and you keep asking me these questions.
Well, you jerk off 15 times, so we've got plenty.
What you do is you clearly watch porn, get right to the point where you're ready to ejaculate, and then...
You clearly watch porn.
I'm at my computer, so then I have the... About
do you always watch porn when you jerk off? Like, always?
No, ideally there would be a woman telling me what to do. That's my idea.
Telling you what to do?
Yeah. I keep
JOI
trying to tell you,
style?
Scott. Scott wants to know, do you squat on the toilet like a gargoyle when you... No, I'm trying to tell you, but Pat keeps interrupting me.
Do you perch? Dude, you perch.
No. Here's what happens. I sit at the computer. I watch pornography or get told what to do by a woman. Until
wait, stop!
Right?
Who's the woman? Why is she telling you what to do? What is happening?
Ideally, she's a romantic interest, and this is how she's expressing her love for me in addition to fighting other bitches.
Wait, why is
Those
this
are the
romantic?
two ways you tell a man you
telling
love
you
him.
what to do. Maybe if suggesting
Maybe it's
is
a
a better term.
long-distance relationship. No. That's what I like, is it's not a suggestion, Pat. It's not. Thank you, Bobby, for finally getting the punchline. He does the 50-foot dash. Exactly. It's a race of will you make it to the bathroom?
Wait, why are you going to the bathroom?
To hit it in the toilet. It's that way I'm not wasting paper. Sorry for being a fucking environmentalist.
Paper?
Yeah, what are you going to do? Jerk off into a tissue. What do you think that's made of? Paper. You're not recycling that tissue.
You're using tissues? That's a waste of paper. I'm not saying use tissues at all.
What do you jerk off into?
First of all, if you're jerking off with a woman, I'm not trying to be disgusting. You should just come on her.
No, she's not in the room.
Dude, your sex is dumb. Your sex is dumb. You have dumb sex.
All right.
A lady's like a lifeguard or a librarian, and she's going, now, Robert, take out your penis and stroke it in a fashion like, too fast, go slower, Robert. Don't put your thumb on top. All right,
Well, I mean, I'm
now,
not on camera.
walk, don't run to the toilet. Now squat like a gargoyle and jizz.
Sometimes what I like to do, right, is get 3 women all at once, like
You are
where they
not.
can
Now
hear
you're
each
lying.
other. They can hear each other and see which one I'm listening to. So they all try to do sexier things to encourage me to be the one like that I listen to.
See no evil, hear no evil, come no
Yeah,
evil.
like I call myself Enkidu, which is the guy who fought
Yeah,
Gilgamesh, and the way they got Enkidu back was they seduced the wild beast. So I'm the wild beast they're trying to seduce. And I go, hey babe, you want to play Enkidu? And she goes, I sure do. You got 2 friends? And I go, I sure do.
Do you ever have a Chinese girl involved and you call her Chinkadoo? Like, that's a fun.
That would be an Inkadome, Pat. I would
Inkadome.
not do that.
Inkadome, baby. Inkadoo, Inkadome. That'd be a fun game to play. There's 2 girls and you're like playing jerk roulette and you're like aiming at them. Inkadoo, Inkadome. You just boom. I like the instruction part.
Yeah,
That's
I
fun.
like it a lot. Yeah. So then,
Do you ever have sex? It sounds like you don't have sex. It sounds like women just instruct you to not go near them with your dick.
okay. God. How much time do we have, Pat?
If I put time in a cum hole, go ahead.
That's Croce, and that's on you.
Yeah, I like it.
You're encroaching on Harry Chapin's territory. with those
Encroaching.
songs.
I'm encroaching.
You got it. So, boy, where were we? Okay. So when you date, right? Like you have a girlfriend.
I have sex with a woman. I don't
Right.
run around like a fucking willy-nilly, running with my dick like I'm ready to hand the baton off to somebody to my toilet.
And what I need you to recontextualize,
I need to flush the sins down.
my relationship, that one of the girls just does call me sinner. She was like, oh, that was a big load, wasn't it, my sinner? I go, "Ooh, I don't know if you should bring God into this. That tends to make me lose my head.
Stormy wins.
Yeah, if she told me to, Stormy, maybe. Depends on what she's doing to get my attention. What if she tells you to take your shirt off? Great question, though. God, that's why you're the best, Stormy. MVP of the show so far, slightly behind Bobby.
I
Bobby
hate
slightly
that
behind you.
I hate that you play Simon Says with your sex.
Simon says, go come in the toilet.
Come in the toilet, Bobby. You didn't say Simon Says, and she spanks you with a ruler. I think you get spanked during your sex.
No, okay, so anyway, back to what I was explaining.
Nope.
You think of
Answer.
a relationship. I like it when we take turns. You know, sometimes
You get spanked?
Not getting spanked, but like
Gay.
control.
Gay.
I text and watch TV shows. Sorry, I'm getting women to tell me to jerk off.
I-
Boom. You
Yeah, go ahead.
Shot
Good.
across the bow, did you?
But everybody watches earlier, they're all going to go, well, you said, that's wonderful, Pat. And then I found out you get spanked and you run with your cum.
No, I don't get spanked. Okay? But, I mean, if you're going to walk a girl on a leash, occasionally she's going
Are we back
to
to
walk
the
you
leash
on the
thing?
leash.
No, there's no
they're only-
leash.
It should be a clear demonstration of how vanilla I truly am that I've got like 4 go-to things in the bedroom.
Yeah, but you understand how vanilla I am, how wild these things are to me.
Right, yeah,
When you
and
say
those
them,
are
I'm
the-
freaked out.
But anyway, back to what I was going to. So you have a relationship, it's mano y mano, right? It's
Like for
kinda
Scott,
like,
a leash is Tuesday. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not...
Yeah. Alicia'sTuesday.com. That's probably where he jerks off at.
That's a good porn name, Alicia Tuesday. Like it's a nice porn name.
Tuesday with Leashes is the sexual fan fiction of Tuesdays with Stories. Thank God it's not Tuesdays with Maury's. That'd be rough.
It's a story about both their wives. They're real dogs. Like if you know them, they tell jokes like that. So it's like comedy, coming me, comedy.
So you have like a real Serena Williams and her coach relationship. Like
not in my bedroom.
You, her. What I need you to think of me as
that's
like,
a big fella. That's Serena Williams.
You got a big old donk. Is like a Greg Popovich. Okay? And what I'm doing is managing roster talent. So some days you're in the
so far in the bedroom, you've got a giant tennis player and an old man coach of basketball team?
No. I'm Greg Popovich. Like you're coaching one person, I've got a whole roster I'm managing. Who's been hurt? Are we giving the star too many minutes?
Go away.
Now,
you have no roster.
The issue with my roster, Pat, is it's almost like I'm the G League version of the Spurs, and we're tanking on purpose for some point. Did you get that metaphor?
I tried to. Someone texted me, and it was I offered a young comic a spot on something. I told them the money and the date, and they're like, "What time are we looking at?" Like, I'm like, "What are we doing? We're negotiating? Fuck you." Anyway, what are you doing Sunday, by the way? Are you doing your show?
Yeah. What time? What time are we talking about?
We'd have to be somewhere at 8:00.
Let me see if I can swing that. We'll talk after the show.
Right,
I don't want to commit, but I think it might be possible.
Well, no, because I'm saying out here, I'm headlining at comics on Sunday, and they told me another comic could be on the show. So if you wanted to do Mohegan Sun, you could do it with me on Sunday. I just found out I go. So
let me send a text.
I won't offer it to anybody else until you tell me. So anyway, that'd be fun.
Awesome, thank you.
Good. And then we can have jizz talk the whole ride there. Jizz talk.
I hope at some point the 4 people who have been in the chat the last 4 shows put together my point about just doing what makes me laugh and not taking anything seriously and my jerk off talk.
You know what? I just watched that Ted Bundy thing, and he kept saying I didn't do it, even though all the evidence pointed to him doing it. Bobby, these are confessions. Just admit that you are this deviant.
These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I can say.
I hope the 4 people that are in the chat. I hope the 4 people in the chat will also say that it's weird that a woman tells you what to do.
No, that's hot, and that's a level of intimacy I don't know if you'll ever understand. And what's even hotter is sometimes you get 3 of them competing against each other. And now you were asking why they're not in the room. And the reason why, Pat, is you got to have different hoes and different area codes. Now, I'm not Jack Harlow. I don't have one in New York. That means one in each borough. But I do have, a Chicago chick that I like to keep, paying attention to. So if I end up in Chicago, and occasionally a fling from PA will and then occasionally my on and off again thing since 7th grade who just got married will hit me up from Utah. So
I'm just watching for where the bit is going.
That's not
just going over there.
That's just actual legitimate talk.
It was not. You started rhyming. You don't have any bitches in Chicago. You have no bitches. Stop saying you have bitches.
I got lots of bitches.
You have no bitches. You may have imaginary bitches. Dan Brown, in one of his jokes, he says that. He goes, someone asked him if he had bitches. He goes, oh, they're at home, where I keep them, where no one can prove their existence. Imaginary bitches. You got bitches. Fine. Name said bitch.
Tiffany,
come on the show and talk to us about being a bitch. I want to hear about Tiffany and how she says to you, now, Robert, take out your shaft and start to stroke. Get out of here.
In my experience, with Tiffany in particular, when it comes to committing to things like, I don't know, coming to visit your family for Thanksgiving, she'll say yes and bail at the last second. So,
by the way,
my experience with her.
Brian, there's no more dumb fucking answer than Brian's right there. She's submissive and she can be a little bit of an asshole. Like, she does what I want, but sometimes she's an asshole. Dude, I think you're doming wrong. She's being very nice by doing what you want. Then you can't give us the shocker, bro, afterwards. But anyway. 2 in the pink, none in the stink.
How do you think you get to become the CEO of Big Dick Anonymous? These are my confessions. Just
People
when I
write
thought I
routine.
said all I could say.
All right, can we move on?
And Pat was texting anyway.
I'm getting messages by dorks.
I
don't
know.
what's going on.
I was just trying to fill the dead. You're good.
No, I appreciate it. Just dorks message me sometimes.
But how do you think
I
you
have
get to become-
ADHD and I can't get away from it. I don't know.
How do you think you get to become the CEO of Big Dick Anonymous like me?
Big Dick Anonymous. Well, first of all, you don't talk about it. You're the worst at being anonymous.
No.
You just said you're the CEO of a thing that's supposed to be anonymous.
Well, how do you think you get to become it?
By lying about your dick size? Because people with big dicks don't join a corporation in a group. They're out fucking. You got a giant penis. You're not going to a meeting.
Whoa.
You are
Easy
the
there.
meeting.
Whoa, easy. Who said I had a giant penis there, Pat?
You do. I can pull back 30 shows. Oh, God, yes. I'll ask Tiffany.
Well, that would require that bitch to show up when you invite her to
Or
spend Thanksgiving with your
exist.
family, wouldn't it? She exists. I just don't know if the pictures I've seen are actually her. May have had myself a little Manti Teo situation, you know?
Answer Scott's question.
No, that's fucking gay, Scott.
Wait. It's not gay. It's creepy, but it's not gay because it's you and a toilet. The toilet's not a guy. His name is John.
Have
It's
you
not a
ever
man.
had to snowball a load into the toilet?
But gay means two of the same sex. Toilet isn't a sex.
If you're snowballing, where's the jizz?
It's your jizz.
That's still fucking gay, dude.
If you're a guy who listens to women and takes instructions, maybe you take CEI, which is cum eating instructions.
Yeah, except
maybe
for here's
you're
the
the
thing.
instructor.
I'm a real man, and you know what happens the exact second that cum leaves the body? I turn into Jay-Z. I want to thank God for granting me this moment of clarity.
Now you're just rapping. We don't know what's happening.
No, that means you have a moment of clarity after you jizz. You can't tell me there haven't been situations where the minute you ejaculated, you went, oh, fuck.
Some people wait a lifetime for a snowball of jizz. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kelly Clarkson. All right. Can we move on?
I've tried like 19 times, dude. Then you keep asking.
No,
me
you were.
questions without beating off.
No, I got to move on, and you
beat
made
off
yourself
to
the
the question of how I
CEO.
answered.
No, stop. I said, can we move on? You went, what do you do with the CEO of dick stuff? Whatever.
No, you were supposed to say you have a big dick, and I was going to go, no, because it was Big Dick Anonymous. It was a bit I've been trying to get
So,
in.
wait, so I'm supposed to play Laurel to your tardy?
Occasionally. Sometimes I think I telegraph the past pretty fucking clearly.
No, I don't. I told you I don't see shit. I'm not a good team player. I try on this show, but I think I said this once. I
Right.
got asked one time to do improv, and I was like, no, I'm too selfish. They're like, seriously? Well, yeah, I can't give any of you laughs. I will not. I cannot do it. All right. Do you know anything about my namesake being in a lawsuit?
Oates?
Yes. You know anything?
Yeah.
Hall and Oates. Do you know anything about this story?
Daryl Hall is suing your boy Oates.
Do you know
That's all
why?
I know. They fucked each other's wives or something.
No, that's not it at all. Daryl Hall and John Oates, for people who don't know, maybe younger listening to this, or
You promised me if we swapped, we'd be bigger than Simon and Garfunkel.
Hall is the Simon, and Oates is the Garfunkel in a way. But like, Daryl Hall and John Oates were a musical act. They still are not really right at this moment, but for a long time, but very popular in the '80s. A lot of huge hits. Even if you don't know who they are by name, you would definitely know their music. And also, if you know their name, then you're probably someone who, through my entire childhood, called me Hall and Oates and then laughed because it's so funny that you said it. Or then would say to me, "Oh, what do they call it when you're in a car? Someone's hauling oats," and like in every fucking fun joke. So fuck Daryl Hall and John Oates because of that my whole life. Anyway, Daryl Hall and John Oates were a musical group, but like most musical groups, duos, one of them is usually the one who's like the talent, and then one of them is like the pretty thing. You know what I mean? That's usually how that works. And Daryl Hall is the singer and the pretty thing. John Oates was really the writer, the musician, the person that did it, but he wasn't a singer like that. And Daryl Hall was the good front person for a two-man group. But that's how they worked together. I guess
Boy,
recently.
aren't we a bunch of Garfunkels, huh? You and I. We got 2 writers and no front man.
Well, if you know, I mean, that comedy duo, that those 2 women, I forget their name, but they used the name Garfunkel and Oates because they were saying they were the shittier ones. Like, that's literally what the joke is. Yes.
Dude, fuck, I missed that. I just thought that was their names. It's like, what a
No, seriously?
Genuinely, it took me a second to put together. Until you said I didn't realize they both chose the shitty one.
Yeah, that's what they're being a duo, but they chose the one you don't want to be. Like, you want to be Daryl Hall and Paul Simon. They're like, nope, we're Garfunkel and Oates. But they recently, about a year or so ago, John Oates was in a interview talking about things. I guess they were going to be doing another thing coming out and like that. And they said, your partner, Daryl Hall, and he said, musically, I guess, when we're on stage, we are partners, but in business, we are not partners. I'm the one that create. And he was being honest. He said all that.
Is it possible? No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're not.
Is it possible? Is it possible he was trying to just be politically correct and say he wasn't gay? Just be like, no, I want to be clear. On stage, we're partners, but in business, we're not partners.
To be honest, that has been brought up too, and then people right away who kind of listen to half of it, it's been a lot of the comments of like, dude, they're gay, because people know that term. I think that Daryl Hall and John Oates are so old that they don't even realize that partners is used in that term. Like, they know it as something John Wayne said. You know what I mean? Like what do you mean we're partner? They're like, because in their minds back in the day, you weren't partners. The man was better. That's where they were raised. But Daryl Hall had heard this and was upset and filed a restraining order against John Oates for saying that I'm not going to deal with you if you're not going to say that I am also the creative. So we will never, we can't talk about business. We have like best of things coming out, things like that. No. So then John Oates countered the restraining order. Because one guy said, we aren't partners, I did more. Now, there's total proof of all this. There's definitely proof that John Oates has the more of the writing credits. They would put both their names on things, but at the end of the day, there's beyond shout out proof that it's there. But the pettiness of one, and then the other one going back, and even funnier, that no one has spoken about these 2 men in so long that now the only thing they know is that these 2 are doing this. And then what you said is better. Most people are just going, oh, they're gay. So most people aren't even hearing the whole story. And a lot of memes and TikToks are coming out about these 2 gay guys are getting restraining orders. I guess they were in love in the 80s. I saw several of those TikToks.
Well,
no one even knew they were musicians.
Getting a restraining order really doesn't help. Right? Like, that is what you do when a gay relationship goes bad. Is it not?
I guess I
had a friend. I had a friend, Courtney.
I put it this way. First of all, he's not the only Oates to file a restraining order. But anyway.
I didn't even put that together. But yeah, he turns out gay, straight. Sometimes really. But I knew this lovely lesbian named Courtney. And one night, after I was done delivery driving and she was like the chef for the evening at Pita Pit, we went back to my place to smoke weed, and she looked me dead in the eyes and said, if I wasn't a lesbian, we'd be in a relationship. And I went, I think I should get some say in that. But she broke up with her girlfriend and got a restraining order to protect herself from doing something stupid. And I don't know what that meant, but it didn't seem good.
Did I ever tell you about, I think I said this on here before, but I won't say it again. When I did a comedy show a couple months ago at a place I put shows on, there was a guy there, and he had an ankle bracelet on it, and not like the fun jewelry kind, the we're giving it to you because you're a criminal kind, you know? So, and he was pretty drunk, and after the show, he just starts talking to me, and I'm kind of like just trying to like wrap up the show and not listen to this drunken man who's obviously a criminal. And at one point, he goes, yeah, I just got back from Rhode Island yesterday. And I said, wait, I thought you couldn't leave the state with that thing on. And he said, oh, I'm not wearing this so I can't leave the state. I'm wearing this to stop me from killing that bitch that fucking wronged me. So, sometimes you need something to protect yourself.
Can I just say, that's a win for our justice system. Right?
Well, I don't.
That man's not a problem to anybody else except for that one bitch who did him wrong. Fair enough.
Well, here's the thing. When he said it like that, and then like just kind of laughed, I was like, maybe the justice system didn't do it. Maybe he did it to himself. Like maybe he went out and got one. Because what does that mean? That some cop's job is just to surveil him? Because if it goes like you have to watch that woman's house, there's a lot that has to happen with that one guy, that one woman. She has to wear one too, because unless it stops him from going to her house. But if she goes out somewhere, he can just go after her. I don't think it's not like laser tag.
I think it is like laser tag.
Nothing's like laser tag.
He can use a TV remote to cancel out the signal if he loses a gun. But do you think she has like does she have like one of the old school cartoon type radars where it's just a bunch of circle and it's him a dot and she's like, oh shit, it's getting oh god, it's getting closer? Or does his ankle monitor have like, you've seen the ones where the cops can talk to you?
Yeah.
Is it just like, hey, you're getting a little close. Hey. It's just a recording. Hey, whoa, big guy.
Yo, man, back the fuck up. Back the fuck up. Yo, how would you back the fuck up?
I heard she got a concealed carry.
Now, we got off subject. Back to the Hall Notes. So, the reason why the restraining order was really put up there, it was to restrain and stop from any more talk about each other, too. So, it wasn't so much being near each other. It was to stop any more talk to say these things until he could get papers and files in place to say that he is a partner. So, because now if that comes out and he's saying all those things, then people could take actions and say, you don't get this money, you don't do this thing, whatever. It also, I guess, weirdly for his legacy, makes him look bad. If anything, it just seems petty. Not Tom Petty, he's dead. Regular Petty. So, who's the piece of shit in the story? Is it Daryl Hall for being mad at an interview? An interview, by the way, that, no offense to John Oates and my namesake and all that, I mean, people don't care what Oates is saying. As an Oates, I know this. I mean, shit. Stuttering John talked about me, and nobody has said to me what he said. No one even cared when I was the subject of something. No one cares when people talk about Oates. They don't. So when John Oates was doing an interview, no one in the world would have seen this interview at all, except for Daryl Hall. And by Daryl Hall doing this, he drew attention to it. Now people know about it and have watched it. If he didn't, if a John Oates falls in the forest, is anyone going to hear it? No, because he doesn't even sing. He just has a weird mustache and a mullet. No one even cares. So is it Daryl Hall for saying something doing the restraining order to bring all this thing out there? Is it John Oates for doing an interview? What are you doing, John Oates? At this day, you're just looking for, you're just saying shit to get attention. No matter what, I don't care what they ask. You could just say, hey, we're a duo, no matter what. When I used to open for Otto and George, the puppet thing, Otto would say, we're a comedy duo. One of them wasn't real, but he still said it anyway. You know what I mean? He didn't say, I'm the brains behind it, and the puppet is just the fucking front man, even though that's what it was, because he knows that the puppet would fucking kill him. And he didn't do that at all. Is it a guy who interviewed John Oates? I don't know who he is, but what, was everyone else dead? Like who were you not talking to?
Garfunkel.
Yeah, you couldn't get like Ringo. like who the fuck were you not getting? Like was the bassist from Dokken not available? Who the fuck could you not get? Where you had to go to John fucking Oates of all fucking people?
Well,
why would you do that?
Okay, you got to interview a couple of people like John Oates and Art Garfunkel before you get up to Ringo.
I know he keeps shitting on Garfunkel, but Garfunkel actually was a talented singer and actually did write some things. He just wasn't as smart as Paul Simon. Garfunkel is like the GOAT of shitty second guys.
Right, so the first thing you would do, right, would be Oates. Then you would hit Garfunkel. Then you would finally work your way to Ringo, because to be honest, Pat, you got to pay your dues if you want to sing the blues. And, it don't come easy.
It don't come easy. Spelt wrong. So no, that's a different family. It's the name, not the grain, bitch. That's what I was told to say as a kid. I added the bitch part. Is it the guy who interviewed John Oates? Is it anyone who saw this and cared? Like, I'm bringing it up because I want to be able to say, like, you know how when we put up a thumbnail so people will watch?
Yeah.
I know if I talk about this and I said what I said, I can say, did Oates have to get a restraining order? What did John do? And then it makes it look like I got a restraining order against Stuttering John that we've been talking about that draws attention, and really I'm just talking about John Oates getting a restraining order.
If that wordplay wasn't so good, you'd be the piece of shit for that setup. But honestly,
I thought about it earlier today.
Piece of shit for that. It's pretty fucking solid, dude. I was like, oh, what are we doing? And dude, home run again.
Thank you. I try sometimes. I think about the show.
This podcast, just when I think all hope's lost, you fucking take Wakefield the distance.
And to be fair, we are both Garfunkels. There is no Daryl Hall. We need one bad. Except for not when he went. Daryl Hall was on Howard Stern once, and he talked about how we need to kill all the deer. Fuck the deer that suck. Dude, he's not wrong, but you don't say
Hall
it.
Fan. No, yeah, dude, fucking double down. If I never had to worry while I'm driving, fuck that. Yeah, get him. Talk to you, John Rosansky. Get your deer already.
Who's John Rosansky?
He's one of my classmates' dads who's a fan of my comedy.
Oh, God.
He goes trophy hunting every year, and last year did not get a deer. So get your fucking deer, Rosansky. Get him off the roads.
All right, Bobby, while you're answering who the piece of shit is in this, and people in the chat, who do you think the piece of shit in the Daryl Hall John Oates thing is? Or is it for making that joke?
Well, I was going to also throw a third possibility out, or a fourth.
You don't have to ever say the things I say. You could just say your own answer, and then people can vote on that.
Well, I don't think this is the case, but I want to put it out there in case the chat thinks it is. Is it me for not letting Pat just tell the story and continually interrupting and derailing? Just throwing it out there as a possibility.
No. So, or is it me? Nope. Is it me for, I guess, supposed to be mad at your derail, but then I went into a whole nother story about a ankle bracelet. I guess we have to say, is it the guy who got the ankle bracelet to not kill a woman? Is it the woman to be such a bitch that some guy had to put an ankle bracelet on?
I was so stuck until you made that a possibility, boss. Look, all you had to do was, when he said he wasn't going to eat his cum, listen to him, okay? And you wouldn't need an ankle bracelet to stay away from him.
Well, we get back to that. All right.
You give me an inch, I jerk off 14 times.
With an inch?
Yeah, with an inch. So
all right,
it's not John. It's not John.
Okay.
Because somebody interviewed him. It's not the guy you interviewed him. You get assigned it.
No, it's funny. I won't have to keep repeating it because people are going to go like, which one's John? John Oates. I don't think anyone really ever remembers his first name. We have to keep saying it. John Oates.
John Oates. I was doing it to play into your joke.
No. I like what you did, but I'm sure people are like, which one's John?
So John Oates is not him. It's not Daryl Hall. For going, just shut the fuck up already. You're ruining our legacy. We're not fucking Oasis. You know? So it's not him for that. It's not, what was the other options? It's not you. It's a great story. I love the joke.
The interviewer.
It's not the interviewer. Like I said, he gets an assignment. It's the judge who granted this restraining order, called it a restraining order, not a gag order. You know.
Well, no, because I guess that he was also worried about the fists of fury from John Oates coming after him. Maybe he's worried.
That, you know, I've often said, when people like John get tough, I would run.
But I've often said, if people like John get tough, see what an Oates will do.
We are having too much fun with this.
Yeah, you know what's better about it? No one cares.
I wish I had made my podcast about this instead of Harry Chapin. There's a lot more wordplay with John Oates. But, so for me, it's the judge. He should have hit him with the real King Solomon type solution, which was just, okay, we won't allow any of your music to collect royalties until you guys figure this shit out.
Oh, I thought you meant they were going to split Daryl Hall in half and you keep the top half. He called it the top part.
Now he's like Otto and George.
Yes.
You believe in magic.
Well, if they could talk now, it'd be magic. Seeing that the one that worked the voice is dead. They're both dead now.
No, they live on. You met Jake and Louie?
Yes, I have.
Okay. You had the same reaction a lot of people had to Otto and George. That's a good sign.
I liked Otto and George. Anyway,
I like Jake and Louie. They're fun.
But
so for me, it's the judge. Just literally just cap all their royalties. Kind of like you were saying with YouTube. Like, all right, we're going to demonetize you both until you figure this shit out.
Yeah. You have to shut it down. I agree. I didn't think about the judge, but I think I might be the judge. But who it is really is me. For talking about a story that's been going on for over a week, we've been on the air several times. I could have done it before, but I didn't because I hadn't thought of a way to make this about us to get people to look at a thumbnail to hope to get a couple more clicks.
Hey, whoa. Hey, no, back off. That was me being your ankle monitor. Dude, no, you had a great joke. That was really funny. I enjoyed it. And to be honest with you, there's not much that's more exemplary of our humor than that joke. So if somebody watches that and goes, that was funny, then I want them on board, you know?
But the problem is we keep doing the part that people want to hear after an hour of sex that nobody wants to hear from us.
Well,
we should flip it and reverse it. Like Missy Elliott. Yes.
I wish she'd tell me how to jerk my dick.
Ugh! No! That EL fudge? I don't want that talking to me.
Oogle, mago, oogle, jerk for me.
Joe Boo, say jerk. Joe Boo, I do it myself.
Fuck you. I do it myself, Joe Boo.
You got anything else?
Chris on soon.
Who's Chris?
He's one of my friends who looks exactly like that dude. He's a comedian.
Like Missy Elliott?
No, like Joe Boo. The guy who curses Joe Boo.
Wait, you know the guy who curses Joe Boo ended up being the president in 24, right?
No way.
Yeah, that's that guy. And he was the president in many things. He always plays the black president. He was also in the Allstate commercials.
That's awesome, but Chris looks exactly like him, and we finally got to a stage in our friendship where I can make that joke without him getting mad at me. I do have to warm up.
Yes.
Chibu Jabu.
I don't think we should have anybody on that you and I can do that voice to.
No, we should not. What's that fat bitch's name that's been making all the rounds?
I think you're going to have to be more clear.
Britney Spears. We should not have her on.
Britney Spears, shut your mouth. Britney Spears is a wonderful American icon who runs around with knives sometimes, and is a good time.
Did I say Britney? I meant Aries.
Aries Spears. Oh shit! I forgot to talk about this. That you remind me. Perfect. So I was getting an Uber to the radio station the other day. What's today? Monday. So yesterday.
Booger, mooger.
And I got in, and the driver was a larger African American gentleman, and we're driving there. And usually on the directions, it will sometimes say just the address, but sometimes it says a radio station. So if it says that as the address, they'll be like, "Oh, you going to a radio? What do you do there?" You know. So that came up, and I said, "You know, I'm on the radio." He goes, "Is that what you do full time?" And I was like, I stupidly was like, "No, I do comedy." Then I was like, "Oh, why did I say that?" Because he's not going to ask you about comedy, or he's going to be like, "What do you do? Do you know any good people?" All that. It's never good. It's always like, "Do you know better people?"
Can you get me tickets to Rife? It's sold out.
But no. And then remember, I said it was a large African American guy. He was the one to Rife, but he at a stop sign. He turns at once I said that. He looks at me and goes, "Get the fuck out of here!" And I was like, "What? I can't ride in the car." He goes, "Nah, man, I don't mean that way." He goes, "I know you, motherfucker. You were at Stretch Factory and you opened for Aries Spears. You were funny. There was a fat white dude who hosted, and he was gay." I go, "He wasn't gay." He goes, "He acted gay. Aries called him gay." And he did. And I remember that right away. And he goes, "You were the shit. Yo, you in my car?" And then we talked about his favorite comedians were all heavyweight black men. He loved Earthquake, Lavelle Crawford, T.J. Kirkland. He just liked every fat. He didn't say it that way, but everybody was big fat black guys.
And Pat Oates.
Yes. He's like, "I like you." Because that's what I think I said this on the show before. Aries Spears was headlining, and I was middling, and this guy Sam, he was hosting. He was a newer comic at the time. He lives in Austin now, and funny guy. And he went up there first, and he did what younger comics do. A lot of his jokes were about, "Oh, when I was back in my day, and my buddies in college, we would all like do gay shit to each other, you know, like teabag or draw dicks on a face and all that stuff." And the crowd wasn't really laughing. It was mostly a black crowd. I went up, did my act. Black crowds usually like me because I have energy and I do crowd work, so they just like the wildness, whatever. So when Aries went up, he just goes, "Yo, man, keep it going for the two comedians in front of me." He goes, "The bald dude, he was killing it." He goes, "Yo, and Fat Boy, don't be doing gay shit around my people. They don't go for that shit."
Hilarious by Aries.
Yeah, it was great, and he was great to be with. So it was kind of funny. I kind of got recognized, but not really. But I also am so white. I thought he was throwing me out of the car, and he was actually telling me he liked me.
I love the fact that it's a bunch of fat black comedians and you. And I would imagine.
Well, no, he didn't say I'm one of his favorites. So when he listed his favorites, he also recognized me. But then he said, "Oh, do you know these guys?" And I had not met all of them, but I had met a decent amount of them.
But Pat, if he remembered you as a bald white comedian who looks like literally the poster for every enemy he's supposed to have, the guy he's supposed to fear by basis, I'm going to assume you're one of his favorites. And I think he would find that perplexing. And then he'd look at your last name and be like, "Oh, that's Irish, right?"
By the way, he was a wonderful man,
sure?
and I don't want to insult him.
You ain't got one of those unlucky charms in your family? Because, boy, you make me laugh like one of them brothers.
I didn't give him my last name, thank goodness. But like, he would have been like, "Yo, you suing that dude? You gay as shit? How your partner at? Yo, your partner? I like honey bunches of oats, motherfucker." Like, by the way, that's both of our Irish accent. If anyone gets mad. Anyway,
Did you like that the unlucky charm is a slur for black people in
Yes,
Ireland?
I enjoy all your jokes. I love you. Do I have to say that every time? Try to give you instructions.
You're Irish. I wanted to make sure I didn't offend you.
I don't know how to get offended. Like, oh, by the way,
the Irish do. It's black people.
Speaking of that, and we'll end on this part here. So I did watch a couple minutes of Stuttering John today. He was talking with the lawyer guy. And it's funny what Stuttering John said. And I'm not saying he watches anything we do. I'm not. He does. I don't exist to him. He just found who I was. It didn't work, whatever. But when...
Was he trying to say check yourself before you wreck yourself, but with his stutter it came out like Ice Cube? You better chickadee check yourself. Or you rickety wreck yourself.
Because a dick in your mouth is bad for your health. So he was talking with this lawyer guy, and they were chatting back and forth, and every freaking super chat was insulting him, calling him a piece of shit, or all these things, insulting him. And usually he just gets mad and yells. By the way, he didn't get one of them, and I'm not going to give it justice. But sometimes these guys come up with these names so it makes him say a bad thing or a stupid thing. And I fucking can't remember it, but it basically said, when you read the name the way it was saying that he said out loud, "My daughter is transgender," but I forget how he worded it, but he didn't realize he was saying it out loud and reading the name and saying that. It was wild, and I'm not giving credit. I should have written it down. But 2 or 3 of the comments were really like insulting him. And the guy Vince goes, "Well, you're taking this well." He goes, "Without these people saying these things and sending the money, we wouldn't be able to make the money. I got to be able to laugh at." It was like a quote that what I fucking said he should do. Like a fucking quote. He hadn't been that way, and he's still attacking and getting ready to, like I said, he's gonna he's supposedly gonna has naked pictures of fucking Carl. So how can you in one breath say you could just take the laughs, whatever, and then in the next breath, this guy said mean words about people, and he didn't. He said that his kids were good people. And it's weird that they're good people because John's such a fucking loser. You shit on John. It's like, and then how can you say this other thing unless you just heard someone say it and it sounded smart? There it is.
I would like to say, if he is watching, reach out, buddy. We'll treat you as an equal.
We won't. Why would he stutters.
Don't say that out loud.
He's not an equal. I can form sentences.
You said the inside part out loud.
And I'll be performing comedy this weekend.
Yes, you will.
Where
at? Where will you be performing comedy this weekend?
Friday, I'll be at Twisted Vine in Derby with a great show there. My buddy Kevin Dolan's on that. It's really funny. Daryl Noble's on that. And then that 15-year-old kid from Seymour who's fucking killer. I love him. He's going to be doing a spot on there as well. And then Sunday, I'll be headlining at Comics Roadhouse in Mohegan Sun. The week after, I've got a bunch of shows. If you're in the Connecticut area, on Wednesday, I'll be at doing a spot at the New York Comedy Club in Stamford. On Thursday, I got 2 shows. One in New Haven at 7 that I'm closing out, and then I'm heading over to Mohegan and doing the 10 o'clock show there at Comics as well.
Hell yeah.
A bunch of other dopey things coming up. I forget what other things there, but there's a lot of shit coming up. And we got our big New Year's Eve show I've got coming with Avery Quinn, your boy, and my boy too, and Mats Palazza. That should be good. Check that out. If you want any information on that, let me know. Hit the like button and shit. Bobby, tell them what they can see you and all that stuff.
If you live in central Pennsylvania, please, this Friday, the Laughing Stock Comedy Club in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's at the Winter Circle Saloon right there at the Holiday Inn by the casino in
And you're
Grandville.
headlining, right?
I am headlining it. Ron Kane is either featuring or co-headlining, depending on who you talk to.
You're going last. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to do it in an hour. So, doesn't matter what showtime we're at, Pat.
You can't be co-headlining unless you're each doing an hour.
Well, I'm just letting you know, even if there's a light, your boy's going to do his hour. So, even if I'm in the parking lot,
hate you.
Even if I'm in the parking lot with my own two-way system set up after they kick me off 30 minutes in. No, it's going to be a great show. We got them. We got Sabrina Piper. It'll be a lot of fun. Come on out. We got a fun host. He's a regular there and a headliner in his own right. I just don't remember his name because I forgot to check before the episode. But come on out. And then make sure you check out the Davey Mac Sports program. We got something real fun in the works. Probably coming this Sunday.
I want to thank, as always, Bobby Fran and the Bobby Fran dancers for always watching our shows. So Bobby and Stormy and Brian and Scott, everybody that was checking in, we appreciate it. Even the ones that didn't check in. It was a fun one. I don't think...
New thing, we're going to choose an anti-POS to end the show, which is my favorite chatter of the evening.
I thought you were also going to do a thing where you said one time you were going to wrap up what we learned, and we only did that one time.
Oh, yeah. We'll do both of those things.
All right. Well, we're there.
No. Go ahead and throw it to me.
I am. Well, no. Are you doing that or no?
Oh, okay. We're ready for that?
Yeah, we're done. Like, we did plugs. Like, we got to do that now.
Okay. Well, maybe you could give me, like, a more formal introduction.
And now, what we learned today with our resident gargoyle jerk-off, Bobby Tannenborough.
Well, folks, the main thing we learned was we're not good at remembering what wrap-up bits I'm going to do. That was one of the points. We've started the show. I was kind of coming in hot, maybe doing jokes, maybe telling some reality about jerking off 14 times for the purpose of spiking my own testosterone to get more ripped as part of my villain arc. Pat was skeptical that I was lying about jerking off and that I was on a villain arc. Then we learned that John is filing a restraining order against Oates.
I think Oates is going to be doing it against him, but still.
Oates is doing it against John, but...
No,
with that,
Oates is filing a restraining order, and what did John do?
Oates is filing a restraining order.
Because that way it sounds like one thing. When John and Oates are the same guy.
Let's run this whole segment from the top.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. So we learned that Oates...
What did we learn today with our resident... I get told what to do by women, but Pat better not tell me what to do, Tamburo. Go ahead.
We learned that Oates is filing a restraining order.
And
What
Stormy
did
chimes
John
in.
do?
Bobby has sex with his shoes on.
Well, that brings me to my MVP chatter of the evening. It was a great race for everybody, but Stormy did remind everybody that I do have sex with my shoes on. Typically the T-Mac 2s, white with the blue stripe colorways.
I'm going to quickly... No, I'm protesting. I think Stormy was great, and we appreciate her like crazy. But I don't remember who said it. Maybe you do. Whoever said that you perch like a gargoyle when you jizz is the winner of today. Was that Scott, Bobby, or Brian? I forget. It was Scott.
Fitzpatrick.
Then
He didn't
Scott
say he asked the question. He also corrected the audio.
You stand like a gargoyle over a toilet is the best visual I've ever gotten. Yes, it was Scott. So co-MVPs, like co-headliners you have at your show. But Scott does an hour and Stormy does 20.
Well, Stormy, just do your time, regardless of what amount they're telling you you're doing. You agreed to one thing, and it doesn't matter if you never work there again. The club may not be around here.
I don't know if we're doing another one this week. We did 2 already this week. Maybe Bobby and I will find time once more. But if not, we appreciate you guys. Get over to the Patreon if you want to also support us as well. Pretty soon we'll be doing these 2 shows. So we have been leaving them both up there. After a while, they'll both be live, and only one of them will stay live, and the other one will be going over there, so you guys can support and take care of that.
Boy, don't we have a Sophie's Choice this week between
not this week,
year-olds and jerking off 14 times.
This week we'll keep them both out, but pretty soon we'll be doing that too. So get on over there. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much for paying attention. And Bobby
and Scott, just know the reason I chose Stormy is you kind of have LeBron, where you're always great. So sorry. And if you
that's your current wife, that's your future wife. So
don't be a piece of shit.
Don't jerk off like a gargoyle over the toilet. That's fucking weird.